How is it going, everyone? Welcome to a Nintendo Prime live stream. I am your host, as always, Nathaniel Rumpel-Jantz. This is a bit of a Q&A. We got a couple topics to talk about. Obviously, we're at the late night hour right here, 10 p.m. Central. I know it's 11 p.m. Eastern, although a little earlier for our folks on, the West Coast, right? Never eat, try to eat the West Coast over there. Little 8 p.m. stream for you guys. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a awesome day. Before we get into the topics and everything, I obviously want to welcome everyone who's here, because we already have a lot of people chatting. Not really too surprising, given what the topic is, or what the topics are. Y2 says the Wall Street Journal Woj reports. Oh, are you talking about Are you talking about Woj, like the guy who does all the NBA signing reports and stuff? Is that who you're talking about, or are you talking about something else? I have no idea. Y2 Wrestling, what you're referencing at this moment. Anyways, none of that matters, because two things. One, I fixed it, so now when I'm in Streamlabs, I can chat to you guys. See, using Streamlabs, I can chat to you guys. It pops up as Nintendo Prime. I don't know what I did to fix that, but it just suddenly worked. But beyond all that, I want to thank all of you guys in the Nintendo Prime Nation for watching my videos, liking, subscribing, tuning into my live streams, all the super chats and donations and Patreon stuff, and everything you guys have done for me over the past 2 years. It's been awesome to sit here doing something I love for all of you guys, and you guys just enjoying the content, and in whichever way you can, and showing love for my content in whichever way you can. Thank you so much for all of that. I do want to kind of mention tonight that I want to kind of push our YouTube membership a little bit more. I haven't really been doing it a whole lot, but I kind of have an opinion here on YouTube membership that is interesting, because what happened is there's Twitch subs and there's YouTube memberships, right? Those are like two ways to support me through channels. Well, Twitch takes 50% of every Twitch sub. YouTube only takes 25% of every membership. It's actually less. It's actually a smaller percentage than they take of super chats. So one thing I want to do is encourage people. If you don't want to use Patreon.com, which is obviously, I feel, the best way to show some support towards my channel, I want to encourage you to use YouTube membership. You get exclusive emojis. You get access to members-only sections of our Discord server, which is basically a vast majority of the Discord server. There's only one public channel on the Discord server. You get access to talk to me privately, which is maybe something you value. I have no idea. And also in the future, when I do some video game live streams, you will have exclusive access along with our patrons to be able to do multiplayer matches with me. Also, we are currently at 7 members on our YouTube channel. You know what? If we can hit 20 members, I don't know. If we hit it in this stream, if we hit it, in the next week, I'll do a giveaway for the month of July. How about that? How about we give away, I don't know, let's say a Nintendo Switch game for the month of July. Let's say, gosh, you know what? Why not Fire Emblem Three Houses? Why not? You know what? That comes out this month. Why not just celebrate this month? Do a giveaway. But again, that giveaway only happens if we hit 20 members on our Nintendo Prime YouTube channel. You hit that little join button down below this video or any video on the channel. I don't know exactly where it is on mobile, so that's something that if you're watching on mobile, maybe you know how to hit that little join button. It's like $5 a month. Shows a lot of love, supports the channel, and hey, gets us closer to doing another giveaway. So that being said, let's welcome everyone who's here in the chat. We have Verse Gaming and Atheism, what a name. Cherry Bomb is here. Speed Looter, Ryan Lisa, Sweet Life of Dio Brando, Koopa Troopa Poopa is here, Gaku Joe, Brandon Hale, Illuma Donkey Kong, Sweet Life of Dio Brando. I think I already said hi. Yes, I did. Giovanni Lorano? I think you're someone I haven't said hi to yet. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Your boy Roy / Avion Moore. DJ Fresh 82 is here as well. Y2 Wrestling. Monty is here. You Think You Know Me 26 is here as well. Super Swirl 101. Let's see here. It's BS how much YouTube and Twitch take from donations, says Super Swirl. Hey, dude, I hear you on that. That's why I encourage Patreon. But you know what? I'm appreciative of all the support. And to be fair, I need to be a little... I think what happens in the YouTube sphere, and I'll get to welcoming all the rest of you in a moment. I think what happens in the YouTube sphere is that sometimes us YouTube content creators get a little bit ungrateful for the services that YouTube offers. I have a little bit of a different perspective on that because I actually used to host videos, and I know how expensive hosting videos can get. I know how expensive bandwidth can get. I know how hard it is to have reliable servers, and YouTube is doing this for millions and millions of users. Personally, I'm very thankful that my videos are even up to watch in HD or up to 4K if I happen to output at 4K for you guys. I'm very thankful that they provide a service that generally works, that you have a live chat, you have all this stuff, because it saves me from having to create it all and then coming up with lots of money to host it. So I know there's other options out there to do this, from Mixers and Twitches and all these places for live streams in particular, but I am appreciative of YouTube services, even if I wish their policies when it came to subscribing, hitting bell icons, showing up in subscription feeds, and all that. I wish it was different. I wish Google did things differently. I wish their search worked a little different. But what you're going to do, I'm appreciative of this platform on the whole. I'm appreciative of all of you guys. So YouTube's got to pay bills too. You know, they can't just give me all the money and just let me be here for free. That would cripple them. So it doesn't bother me too much, but again, please hit that join button. Hey, as I said, we get to 20 members here on YouTube. We'll be doing that Fire Emblem Three Houses giveaway. If not, oh well. Let's go. Who else we got to welcome? Let's see here. Monty says, I was just about to sleep. Perhaps I can keep these sleepy eyes open for a few more days. Jeez. If it's been days, man, go to sleep. Cherry Bomb is here. Welcome. Thomas Maynard is here. Let's see here. Morrison22 is here as well. Loving Mario Maker, man. I'm glad that you are loving Mario Maker. I have yet to play it. So I am glad for all of you guys out there that are probably enjoying it. Let me know too. Is the lighting a little dark right now? I don't have my studio lights in front of me on right now. Just the lights on behind me, which is actually the opposite of what I want to do. Let's see here. Freaky Deaky is here. Welcome. Shadow King 1982. Knockfox is here. There are probably people who are watching who dislike you, or this topic is calling this a begathon stream. People complain about anything nowadays, but hey, Nate, enjoying the stream while playing Skyrim. Hey, man, no one has to give a penny. I really don't care. I appreciate all the support. If people want to join, become members, get to the next giveaway goal, that's cool. If not, it's whatever. Let's see here. Yeah, No is here as well. Memes is here. Man, we got a lot of people here already. Already up at 48 here. Quincent Serios is here. Louis Guzman is here. Edward Norton is here. I have not seen the latest Scott the Waz's video. I don't really watch a lot of his content. I watch, maybe one out of every 20 videos he uploads. I know the latest is on Club Nintendo. It's been in my recommended feed for like 2 days straight. I just have not bothered to check it out at this point. Let me check over on Twitch and see if we have anyone over there. No one's chatting on Twitch, so I guess I'm just here with all you lovely YouTube people. All right. Let's get into the topic, shall we? I mean, we start off with a pretty hot fire topic, do we not? We're talking about Sony's Nintendo is for Kids stance. The video I put up late last night, kind of around the time, well, actually probably about an hour after this live stream would have been started last night. Thomas Maynard, hold up. Stop before we get into it. Thomas Maynard hits us with a $5 footlong. I'm not buying as many games right now because I'm saving money to take my fiance to Disney World next year. I'm playing what I already have. Nothing wrong with that, my man. Nothing wrong at all. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. As always, want to remind you folks, hey, hit that join button down below. Become a member. We get to 20 members here on YouTube. We'll do a Fire Emblem Three Houses giveaway. For everyone. It won't just be for the members because that's actually against the law. I can't do that. I can't put giveaways behind paywalls like that. It has to be for everyone. But if we hit that 20 member goal, it'll be because of you guys that we're doing that giveaway. All right. Whew. getting to the topic now. Thank you so much, Thomas. I really appreciate the $5. I put up that video last night about Sony basically saying that Nintendo is for kids. It's a little off the cuff. I think they're trying to separate themselves from Nintendo in the market. What they're trying to argue, what Sony's trying to do is, Sony has a reputation for PlayStation being a gamer console, right? For gamers. And there's nothing wrong with that reputation. But they make a lot of obviously more mature themed games. You know, things like The Last of Us and Uncharted. We got Death Stranding coming out here. Sony gets behind even Shenmue 3. Like, Sony gets behind a lot of these games that have these more mature themes in it, and that gives them a more mature outlook to their system. And because of that, and the fact they get all AAA third-party support, which also tends to lean towards rated T, rated M games, that kind of stuff, it leads into Sony having a reputation of being for an older audience. Now, we all know, if you've ever played on a PlayStation, I have not played on a PlayStation 4 at all, not even one time. Wait, no, I played on it one time, but I've not played on or own a PlayStation 4, own a PlayStation 3. From the PlayStation 3 days, I recall a lot of the people playing PlayStation 3, especially when I played games online, I seem to always be playing against kids. You could tell in the voice chat. It was kids galore, whether it was Call of Duty, whether it was FIFA, whether it was Madden, whether it was any number of games. It seemed to always be playing against kids. Not that there weren't adults there, but it seemed to me that a lot of people and a lot of kids were playing PlayStation. And ironically, a lot of this seems true with the PlayStation 4. I do know some kids who own a Switch because they're my kids. My kids own a Switch. But, I mean, they're in a Nintendo family here, so I guess that makes a bit more sense. But other kids, when I used to work in after-school programs, they didn't own Switches. They owned PlayStation 4s. PlayStation 4s and Xboxes. That's what they played on. Either because their parents owned those platforms or because they straight up got those platforms for themselves. Now, this isn't me trying to say that PlayStation's audience is for children, because I think that's also disingenuous to what is happening. I think PlayStation wants their primary audience to be in their 20s and 30s. And I think for the most part, probably 60% or so of PlayStation's audience is in the 20s and 30s and 40s probably as well. I think a majority of their audience is adult. But here's the thing. When they frame Nintendo as their primary audience being, younger than Sony's, it's not actually true. Now, this isn't just me talking about, I don't know very many kids who own a Switch or play a Switch. It's just me talking in general. See, I think what happens is because Sony's games tend to be aimed at an older audience, and Nintendo's games tend to just be aimed at anyone who wants to pick up a video game, Nintendo gets a reputation of being a kiddie console. After all, what's the mascot for Nintendo's platforms right now, right? Mario. Mario is their mascot. That is Nintendo's, golden goose egg. There's a bunch of billions of Mario spin-offs even already on Switch. But the people playing Mario don't tend to actually be the kids. The people that are excited about Super Mario Maker right now, every person I see is an adult. We have the creator of Celeste, one of the hardest and most satisfying 2D side-scrolling platformers of all time, releasing levels he's making in Mario Maker that, are hard as balls on Twitter, putting out codes out there for people to go play. Adults are the ones enjoying this stuff. Us that grew up with Mario and or people that just appreciate quality games and don't care if it's rated E. Like, being rated E has nothing to do with the quality of the experience. Now, for Sony, their mascot used to be Crash way back in the day, which was a little bit odd since it was an Activision IP. But anyways, today you would argue probably like Nathan Drake or something like that. Maybe not Nathan Drake now, because I think they ended that series off and now they're trying to move on with Ellie and some whatever. They're doing some other things, but those are the kind of characters that you associate now with Sony, right? It's someone like Nathan Drake, which does feel a bit more hardcore than a Mario. But does it matter? Can people who play games like Super Mario Maker 2 also be the same people that are interested in things like The Last of Us 2? I think so. I think we see it every single day that people like me, like many of you, are interested in both. In fact, people like me and like you own multiple platforms. I game on PC and I also game on Switch. I was gaming on Xbox till I sold it earlier this year. Next gen's coming. Let's get hyped for that. I think I might actually even pick up a PlayStation 5 day one. I like a lot of Sony's exclusives, and if it's fully backwards compatible, I'm sold, because then I can finally get all those PlayStation 4 exclusives I've missed on the cheap, and then also get all the new PlayStation 5 games. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I think I'm going to end up being a PC, PlayStation 5, Switch guy next gen. But we'll see. Maybe Xbox can win me over again like they did this gen. I know it's weird, right? Xbox won me over. I was one of those weird people that liked to connect. I know, like, sue me. Unfortunately, they abandoned it quicker than, I don't know. The reference I was about to make was actually completely inappropriate and about abandoning condoms, and we're not going to go there. Even though I just already went down that rabbit hole a bit. The point I'm making is that Nintendo's own research, as I put in that video, says that Nintendo's audience, 63% of their audience is over the age of 16. That to me is very telling that Nintendo's primary audience for Switch is the exact same audience that PlayStation's primary audience is. Yes, both systems have children that play them, of course. But a majority of the owners are people who can drive and all the way up through, late adulthood. That's who's playing Sony. That's who's playing Switch. It's the same audience. So to argue that Sony isn't competing with Nintendo because they don't target the same audience is completely false. Now, you can argue they target the audience differently. I've made that argument myself. I don't think that PlayStation 4 replaces Switch, and I don't think Switch replaces PlayStation 4. I think they are both completely different devices serving the same marketplace. They are both video game devices that play games, but they're vying for time with the same audience. So yeah, there are Sony-only fans, there are Nintendo-only fans, but there's a lot of crossover, and both companies are competing for those people's time. And as an example, when Death Stranding comes out later this year, there's going to be plenty of people who own a PlayStation 4 and Switch that for that time period when Death Stranding comes out, they're going to play that over the other games on Switch. But just like, conversely, right now, some people are playing Mario Maker 2. They'll be playing Fire Emblem or Marvel Ultimate Alliance or Luigi's Mansion 3 or Pokemon or whatever happens to tickle their fancy the rest of this year. Daemon X Machina, Astral Chain. Right? There's going to be moments where people are really diving deep into Switch and not really touching their PlayStation as much this year. But again, maybe you're into the new Modern Warfare game coming out. Maybe you're into whatever is coming out from third parties right now. I mean, I don't even know what you're interested in. Doom Eternal's coming out. That's also coming to Switch, but maybe you want a better performing version, so you get it on your PlayStation 4. Right? Nothing wrong with that. This isn't really about console wars. That's the weird thing about all of this is it feels like what Sony's trying to do is distance themselves from Nintendo in a way of making Nintendo seem like it's just not even in the same area as a PlayStation. Switch is portable. Switch is a lot of things. And why are my alerts not making noises? Hey, welcome, Thomas Maynard. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, my man. He says, I'm playing Wolfenstein 2 on my Switch right now. Not a kid game. It's not. Wolfenstein 2 is not a kid game. Heck, we're getting The Witcher 3. Who would have thought Switch back in 2017 had any shot in hell of having The Witcher 3 on it? I don't know, but I'm getting it on it because the only other platform I own it on is PC, and I never have time to sit down on my PC and play super long sessions for games anymore. The time I have to do that is with Switch. So I'm going to get it on Switch, even though I know it's going to look worse. I know it's going to perform worse. As long as it stays around 30 FPS, I'll be pretty happy with the experience, I'm sure. And you guys can't tell I'm excited about The Witcher. Have you seen my Witcher 3 videos coming out of E3? I think I've done 2 or 3 of them. All of them have exploded on the channel. You guys seem just as excited about Witcher 3 on Switch as I am. It's a huge game. It's one of the best games of this generation. I mean, if you don't think Breath of the Wild is the best game of this generation, then you probably think Witcher 3 is, or a game like that. Like, there's been so many amazing games this gen. To see one of the best come to Switch is awesome. I really hope this leads to Cyberpunk coming to Switch, in the future. It's not going to be day and date, but, sometime in the future, it'd be sweet to see that. So, I don't know. I'm just of mind that Switch and PlayStation they serve the same audience, but they serve it in different ways. Where most people, I think, in the future could be looking at PlayStation 5 and Switch Pro, or PlayStation 5 and Switch Mini, or whatever tickles their fancy, or if they already own a Switch. I think that's something that's happening. I think PC gamers have actually adapted Switches as well a lot, because Switch provides something that PCs don't provide conveniently enough, right? You can game on the go on gaming laptops with PC, that's sure, but that's an entire second device you have to own in addition to a gaming PC. Or if your gaming PC is just your gaming laptop, it's not that convenient to game when you're on the bus or on an airplane or anything like that. It's much more convenient to just play on your Switch. And I think there are a lot of PC gamers that are the hardest of the hardcore of graphic horrors and frame rates, being like, hey, look, man, like, we understand tech, and we understand we're not getting that 4K 60 plus FPS on my PC on the go. Like, that's just not going to happen. Like, people who are PC gamers almost seem even more understanding that Switch isn't going to be able to perform like their PC. Like, here's my gaming PC. I wish I could show you guys it. It's big. It's like this big. Nintendo Switch is like this. Like, what do you expect? I mean, that's not even getting to how wide my PC is. Like, like that thick compared to, like, I mean, come on. PC gamers just know. You can't be, like, when people laugh at what the Switch, Switch is so bad. Oh, it can't run these games at 30 FPS. Like, oh, do you even know, like, what you're comparing it to? Like, a PlayStation 4 is like this, right? This long, about this thick, right? So you got about this long, this thick, about I don't know, about yay deep. Switch is like this and like this. Like, it's so tiny. It's a little tiny tablet. It's not much bigger than my phone. Like, this is like the size of the Switch. Like, it's not going to run the games like the other platforms do. If you have that expectation, that's your problem. Thank you so much, Doman22, for subscribing. I don't know. I guess the grander point is that I obviously don't think Switch is for kids. I'm not a kid. I'm going on. Actually, guys, I don't know if you know this. It's my birthday this week. Yay! Happy birthday, Nate! Yeah. I actually turned 33 this week. I won't be. I don't think I'm going to be streaming on my birthday. Pretty sure I'm going to be out of town. So this might even be the only stream I end up doing this week, if I'm completely honest. So, hey, it's my birthday this week. Turn 33, man. The big 333. I don't know why I said 333. I'm at 333, or am I 333? I don't know. Thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. I can't believe I totally forgot that it's my birthday this week, and that I'm doing like stuff for my birthday. So hopefully I get some videos scheduled out so you guys have some content this week for me. And my birthday's on Friday. My birthday never lands on a Friday, which means I'm probably going to go out and have some drinks or something. And I work my other job on Saturday. So I don't know. I don't want to stay up late streaming either. So it's going to be, I probably won't be streaming on Friday. There'll be a video. There'll probably be a video or two out on Friday. But I'm an adult now. I got to be a little bit responsible over here, even though it's my birthday. Oh, all right. So that being said, thank you for all the birthday wishes, guys. I see the chat just blowing up with it. So yeah, I don't know. What are you guys thinking about this whole Sony thing? That them saying Nintendo is basically for kids. They don't use the word kids. They use younger audience than PlayStation, which infers kids. They tried not to insult Nintendo fans. Well, insulting Nintendo fans, but telling you you're a kid. Like, I'm 30 something. I guess I'm a kid. I guess as a 33-year-old, I am too young to play PlayStation. I guess they must be targeting 40 plus at this point, huh? Is that their target audience? I don't know. Let's see here. Lots of stuff going on in the chat here. We got lots of happy birthdays. Thank you so much. Lots of new people in the chat too. Thanks for joining in. Like Jermaine McBounds is here as well. Historian's here. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Welcome. Zelda Breath of the Wild /OOT is here. Redcast173. Johnny Hernandez. Blah, blah, blah. Lots of people. Jade Block. I know there's a lot of questions rolling in. Shadow King 1982 says the very notion that Switch for kids is just plain ignorant. It's funny, especially considering their stance on censorship, especially their reasoning, which was to protect the children. And you know what's even funnier about that? Do you remember why they wouldn't allow crossplay with Minecraft back in the day? Like, hey, we can't allow crossplay with Minecraft because we have to protect the children. They have to protect the children from Microsoft, from the evils of Microsoft. You know, the people who own Minecraft. We have to protect our Minecraft user base from the people who make Minecraft. Protect the kids. But Nintendo's audience is younger than theirs, right? Oh, man. And the thing is, this doesn't mean like Sony does good things. Yeah, they have the censorship crap. Yeah, they had the dumb crossplay excuses, and they're still not really fully supporting crossplay. But they have a nice platform. They have great exclusive games. There's a lot of good things going. The PlayStation 4 has sold over 100 million units. That's crazy. But Sony as a company just says and does some weird things. Nintendo does as well. So let's like not pretend that Nintendo doesn't say dumb things. They say dumb things all the time. But we cover that all the time. We don't get to talk about Sony that often at this channel because we can only cover the dumb things they say when it actually impacts Nintendo. So, which is why we've covered the things like the Minecraft censorship, or the not allowing the Minecraft crossplay for a while, and the crossplay for things like Rocket League they didn't allow for a little while, and then obviously this comment here because it directly references Nintendo. Rage Lag says, I think is the opposite as Sony are saying. I'd say older people are more likely to play Nintendo while younger ones play Sony. I think that is probably true on the whole, although Sony does not actually publish statistics on the age groups that play their platform. Nintendo does, like once or twice a generation. So we'll probably get another update on this, I don't know, next year or something. But Sony usually doesn't give statistics like that, so a lot of it's just guesswork. I know like U.S. statistics state like the average gamer in the U.S. is like 31 years old or something, which seems about right. I mean, my dad was in his 30s playing games when I was a kid, so it makes sense to me, I suppose. Actually, he was playing games in his 20s when I was a kid, but I mean, I just don't remember. Only Brewster says, just because it's not rated M doesn't mean older audiences can't play it. Just look at Breath of the Wild. There's way more adults playing that game than kids, even though it's rated the same as a game like Minecraft. Exactly. I think what happens is people, and here's my thing too, right? So when I put up that video, there are some negative remarks in that video. The negative remarks seem to be, are they ironically coming from children? Because I don't know about you guys. I'm an adult, okay? I'm sure a large chunk of you watching this are adults as well. Or about to become an adult anyways. Late teens, right? 17, 16, whatever. My thing is, why don't people make fun of me for going to PG-13 movies? I might call the kid for going to Star Wars. I might call the kid for going to Marvel movies. You know, I go to PG movies sometimes as well. And not with my kids. Like, I just want to go to that movie. I'm not called a child for that. I watch shows on TV that are rated everywhere from from basically being to everyone to TVMA. Right? Watch everything in between. People don't call me a child for enjoying things that aren't TVMA, that aren't rated R. So why is it in video games that there's this opinion from select people that if you're playing games that aren't rated M, that you're a child? Why does that exist? You know where that opinion comes from? People who are children. You know who called me a kid for playing Mario the other day? True story. I was wearing my Mario Brothers shirt that I have in the other room when I was at the mall the other day. And I had my children in the little play area there. They have a they have like a play place where you can like go down a slide, and there's some stuff you can climb on and some games to play, whatever. It's just a little activity area for kids at the mall. And this like 9-year-old walks up to me and he says, "Oh, nice shirt, man." I'm like, "Oh, thanks. You like Mario?" He's like, "No, dude, you play Mario? That's for kids, man." And I'm like, "Oh, that's okay. What games do you play?" "I play Call of Duty." And I just sat there. And I'm like, I looked at him and I'm like, "Do your parents know you play Call of Duty?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, they bought it for me." And I'm like, "Well, you're not old enough to actually play that game." "Oh, man, I play adult games only, dude. Like, you are such a child." I'm sitting here, I'm like, dude, this kid's 9 and I'm 30 and I'm the child. Like, I'm the child. I'm the child in this situation. 9-year-old, 30-plus-year-old. Who's the child? I'm confused here. Like, it seems that a lot of this reputation, it comes from the kids that are trying to be hip, trying to be cool, right? Like, it's funny, too, because you're like, well, you play Fortnite, right? Like, oh, we know a whole bunch of kids play Fortnite. Fortnite's hip. Fortnite's cool. A bunch of adults play it, too, by the way. Fortnite's kind of that universal, Disney-esque kind of game, right? Like, appeals to everyone, basically. Fine. So, yeah, kids play Fortnite, but, like, I don't make fun of them. I don't think everyone who plays Fortnite's a kid. Like, that's dumb. I don't think everyone who plays Call of Duty is a kid. And I don't think everyone that plays Mario is an adult. Like, I don't view games in this way. I don't view games as these games are for this, unless it's an extreme case. Like abcmouse.com is literally targeting like 6-year-olds, right? 6-year-olds and under. It's like literally what they're targeting. Nintendo just says, look, yeah, our games might be E, our games might be E10 plus, our games might be T, but they're kind of for everyone. We don't really care what age you are. Age isn't really a consideration when Nintendo makes most of their games. They just make the games they want to make. And Nintendo has invested, by the way, in M-rated properties like Bayonetta. So I just find it interesting. And I implore you guys, if you are like, a big Nintendo guy, you're an adult, don't give people who say these kind of things, not Sony, like this is an executive at Sony, so this is another adult making this statement. But when you see someone on the internet laughing at you or in person laughing at you for playing Mario or playing Splatoon or whatever your cup of tea, playing Kirby, whatever your cup of tea is with Nintendo, that someone might look at you as you're a little kid if you're playing those games. Just remind yourself you're not a kid, and the person talking to you probably is. Like, quite literally a kid. So it's just interesting to me watching this situation play out in person, about how it's always kids that are trying to tell adults what being an adult means, right? I always find it funny when like a 9-year-old is trying to tell me, an actual adult, what it means to be an adult as a gamer. Like, yeah, I play Call of Duty too sometimes. I don't buy it every year. I get it like once every 3 or 4 years. But, like, this 9-year-old's going to tell me what it means to be an adult gamer? Like, come on. You can't really take that crap seriously. And I think that's the thing. A lot of us are on the internet, right? So a lot of people are anonymous. You don't know that this person on the other side of the screen is some, 8-year-old with his first tablet or first phone giving you like LOL at, trying to laugh at you and puff his chest out neck. Because as adults, we don't care about that kind of crap, right? Like, I don't. Do you guys care if you have to puff your chest out and be, part of the cool kids table anymore when you're an adult? Like, tell me if that's something you even give a crap about. I don't care if I'm popular. I don't care if, like, I hardly have any friends in real life. Like, I have Eric. Eric's my best friend. I got a couple other people that I hang out with once in a while. That's about it. Like, I don't really care if people think I'm cool or not. If I'm hip, it doesn't really matter to me. Heck, if I cared what people thought about me, I wouldn't be overweight, as an example, because people don't like that. I'd want to be fit, right? I'd want to have washboard abs and a six-pack going on, but like, I just don't care what people think about me. That's not an excuse to be fat, by the way. I'm just saying, in general, like, if I really cared what people thought about me, there's things I would do differently in my life. So, I don't know, like, who cares? Like, and I know sometimes you guys see me get worked up over silly things, but like, obviously some of it's a little bit of an exaggeration for entertainment. I do it with my kids too. I do it with my fiance sometimes, right? Like, something that's not a big deal, I'll make all like, oh, it's this big deal. I'm just making her laugh and having a good time, right? Um, if you're playing Splatoon, you're a squid. Dang it, the dude Sammy, you got me. You got me. I'm a squid. Remember, it says you're a squid or you're a kid. So, I mean, I guess I'll be a squid. Nintendo screwed. Yeah, Nintendo, man. Just think, guys, we could have lived in a world where Nintendo and Sony were partnered up. Would have been awesome. Is Player Essence here? I see someone atting him in the chat. Did I miss him? I might have missed him if he was here earlier. Sorry if I missed you, man. Fellow YouTuber in the chat. Potentially. I don't know if he's actually still here, but... You're good, brother. People have their opinions. I like all games. The hell with this new age of gamers. I'm 39 next month. I played them all. I mean, that's the thing. When you're an adult, like, I stopped caring what people thought about the movies I went to once I went to college. Like, I used to care, right? Like, when I was a kid, I used to... Well, there's certain things I cared about, especially as a teenager, that I just don't care about anymore. I used to care what people thought about the clothes I wore. I used to care what people thought about what games I was playing, or not. Maybe if it wasn't what I was playing, what games I talked about at school, right? Like, everyone knew I was big into Zelda, but I was like the only person at school big into Zelda. So I would always talk about games I knew that they were into, right? So to fit in. I would always worry about what movies I'm going to. Like, oh man, I'm excited for Toy Story 3 back in the day or whatever, right? And then they'd be like, oh, why are you excited for Toy Story, man? Like, okay. Well, now, yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited for Toy Story 4. I'm not embarrassed to talk about it and spew my excitement over Disney movies, but I was when I was a teen. It's like, no, you can't talk about that. You got to talk about Lord of the Rings. Right? Lord of the Rings trilogy, you got to talk about that. That's the hip, cool thing. And don't get me wrong, I love the Lord of the Rings movies. That's the thing. I actually love them. But it was one of those situations where, you always were trying to present an image of yourself that wasn't true to yourself. And I have found as an adult, I just don't give a crap. I am who I am. My fiance, as an example, just to throw this out there, the furthest thing from a gamer. I mean, I shouldn't say the furthest. She played some Donkey Kong growing up and stuff, but like, she doesn't really like video games that much. She detests technology. Sounds weird, right? Like, I'm big into tech. She's not. And a lot of reasons she's not big into tech have nothing to do with me. Has to do with other people who can't get off their phones to hold a conversation. Has to do with our kids sometimes that throw fits over electronics. Granted, I did the same thing when I was a kid, but I don't do that crap anymore. I can walk away and not touch this computer or touch my phone for days or weeks at a time. Like, I'm okay. I'll miss it. I'll miss making videos, miss playing games. But I mean, there's other things more important in life. So I just got to a point in my life where I just stopped caring what people thought. I just am who I am. And she's accepted who I am. She accepts that I'm way into video games and she's not. She accepts that I'm way into tech and having high-speed internet and all this crap that she doesn't really care that much about. But she loves that I have my own interests. She loves and supports my interests. She supports me as a YouTuber. She wants me to be a successful YouTuber, even though she doesn't want our children to become YouTubers, right? Because she sees how much I struggle as a YouTuber, and she doesn't want our kids to have to go through that struggle. They want them to maybe do YouTube on the side, which is what I always suggest people do. Do YouTube on the side. Never plan to make a penny from it. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm an idiot. Don't be me. But, yeah, it's just one of those things that it's interesting how much she is polar opposite of me on all these different things. And she loves me anyways, and I love her. Because there's all these other things about life that we do agree on, and these other things about life that we enjoy about each other that just have nothing to do with these peripheral things that we both know in the end aren't that important. So, some people couldn't handle that. Some people, their significant other has to be like into the exact same interests that they are. And I understand that, and I understand there's a beauty in that. I've dated people that were big into video games and stuff like me, and just gonna admit, I kind of got bored of those relationships when I was in them. Just full admittance, I literally got bored. But that's not the case for everyone, of course. There's plenty of people like Beat 'em Ups and his girl. Like obviously they love each other and they game together and all that. So, but for me, I don't know. I like I like being with people that are almost polar opposites of me because they bring things into my life that I wouldn't bring into my life on my own. More adventurous stuff, and I really, man, my fiance, let me tell you, she brings quite the adventure to my life, and I bring quite the adventure to hers. So, and I think we really love that about each other. At least I love that about her. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't speak for her. All right. What else do you guys have to say about this? John really says, do you like James Bond films? Because I think the world was kind of outgrown the 007 franchise. They haven't had a film that had the same impact as Casino Royale. I do like James Bond films. I don't watch all of them. I know there's Casino Royale was great. The last one that Daniel Craig did, I didn't see yet. I do want to see it. It's one of those things that I don't really go. I'm not like, it's not like Star Wars or Indiana Jones or even Marvel movies where I kind of want to see it in theaters. It's one of those things that I'll see it when I see it. So I'll see it eventually. I love James Bond films in general. I've seen so many of them, and a lot of them feel so samey at times that I don't really feel like I need to watch all of them. It's kind of like Call of Duty, where like I don't need to catch everyone. Just catch one here or there. Enjoy it. Have fun. Let me see here. Nintendo don't have online features or nothing. Sorry. I mean, they have online features. They're just not the features that people want. I mean, I can agree with that. Are people actually arguing about that in the chat? Please say we're not arguing about features for Nintendo Switch Online, because there isn't that many. But I said this in a comment to someone. We need to be honest with each other when it comes to online features. If PlayStation and Xbox removed the requirement to have Xbox Live and PlayStation Network to play games online, nobody would be, well, I shouldn't say nobody, but very few people would be subscribed to those services. As all the features they add, all of this, all of that, if you get rid of the one reason that people are actually subscribing to those services, people aren't going to subscribe anymore. And they know that. Why do you think they've puffed up and made these services so grand, but they've never removed the one thing that people don't want to pay for, and that's playing online? People do not want to pay for that. They don't. Everyone agrees universally as gamers that we shouldn't have to pay a fee to play online when we already pay for our own internet to be online in the first place and buy the game and buy the systems. We don't think we should have to pay to play online. What the hell is the money for the game going towards if not to support the fact that it's an online game? Especially when there's so many free-to-play games that don't charge us to play online at all, like Fortnite. So it just gets really baffling and really frustrating. But we've grown accustomed to it. But you remove that. If you get rid of that from Xbox Live and from PlayStation Network, all those extra features ain't going to keep people there. They're going to be bailing out on that in a hurry. So that's the thing. Like, yeah, the Nintendo Switch Online service sucks in comparison. But people are subscribing to it for the same reason they subscribe to the other services. Because they have to. If they want to play online, of course. Let's see here. I found that the NVIDIA Shield handheld would have been a good alternative to the Nintendo Switch Pro if only they released a newer version of the NVIDIA Shield handheld port. Yeah, they're not going to do that, Misfit Pants. But yeah, the NVIDIA Shield handheld was kind of like the precursor for Switch. If they kept, they're not going to release versions of it now. That's an agreement they have with Nintendo. That's why they just do the Shield TVs now. They don't do the handheld version anymore. But that literally was the precursor for Switch. Was that platform? You literally used the Tegra X1 and everything. Or maybe it was the K1. Maybe they never got up to the X1 version. Let's see here. I picture Helen Lovejoy from The Simpsons standing outside Sony headquarters saying, "Please think of the children. Think of the children. You got to censor those big boobies. Think of the children." I mean, children probably saw their parents naked with big tatas for a majority of their childhood. I know my kids have seen some, so. All right, moving on. There is more evidence for the Nintendo Switch Mini. more evidence exists that the Mini is coming. This time, it's actually fairly interesting. Let me open this up. I think I found this on Nintendo Life today, and I'm going to show you guys it quick. All right. This one, I think, is it. All right, so sorry for being cut off a bit. I don't really have this properly framed right now. But more evidence of the rumored Switch Mini services via accessory maker Big Ben. This little skin protector is what is being looked at right now. Silicone glove. It looks like a real product that exists. What's interesting is it does say, I think, Mini Switch 2. I don't know what that means. There's speculation that the Switch Pro will be called Switch 2, so it's like a next-gen Switch, and that this is a mini version of it, so there'll be two versions of speculation at this point. I don't think that really means much. It could just be a placeholder name. But the Wall Street Journal was the first to report on the possible hardware revision, and this was eventually followed by the Japanese Bulbous Nikkei, blah, blah, blah. Nintendo Switch Mini accessory photo leak. The image of the Switch Mini silicone sleeve come from accessory designer and game publisher Big Ben. According to the source, the Mini Switch 2 is written on the red label. You can see that. You don't even need to look at the source. The image below is believed to be a render illustrating what Nintendo's revised hardware would look like in the silicone case. Obviously, these would be, like these Joy-Cons here, would be raised up a little bit. I mean, this is just a render, so it's not like 100% perfect. So there you go. What I do find interesting, I think what's interesting in this render is, I don't know about you guys. Let me grab my Switch. 1 second. Actually, I gotta put this Joy-Con on because my Joy-Cons died. I can't believe it. My Joy-Cons actually died because I had them off my Switch for too long. All right, so here's what the Switch looks like around with like my skin on it and everything. What I see in this render is this. If this render is true, that looks like a bigger screen area to me with a much thinner bezel. I mean, look at the bezel on Switch's bezel looks almost twice as thick as the bezel on the top and bottom here. So if this render is true, this could be a miniaturized version of Switch that has a much thinner bezel. Heck, maybe it keeps the same screen size. Maybe it's, it just looks bigger because of the picture. But maybe it's the same screen size, but a much thinner bezel. That, to me, is exciting. Having a thinner bezel is great. Because, like, underneath this, there's, like, black bars. And, like, the screen is actually... There's just a big waste of space. So, that is interesting. That there's a thinner bezel. If this is true. So, I think that's really cool. I don't know what you guys think about that. There really isn't much else other than that. The other render we saw, if you guys remember, the render we posted up last week, did show a USB-C port on the bottom, suggesting that it is a dockable thing, like you'll be able to dock it. So that's something to keep in mind. But we'll see. Again, Nintendo obviously had their little non-committal comment on it saying, the whole we don't comment on rumors and speculation, but like the reason we're not saying anything this time is we don't want to ruin the surprise. What? Okay. We don't comment on rumors and speculation, but the reason we're not doing it this time is so we don't ruin the surprise. It's like, you're just saying the damn thing exists. Anyways, should be announced at some point in the next couple months. At this point, the Mini, there's so much smoke. There's literally a silicone accessory that might like actually be of like a physical product that exists for it. It's time, Nintendo. Like, you got to get this thing announced, so people can start working out pre-orders for it and all that stuff. I know they don't want to announce it because they don't want to hurt Switch sales for Fire Emblem and Marvel Ultimate Alliance this month, and they don't want to hurt sales for Astral Chain next month by having people hold off on buying a Switch. They basically don't want to announce it until they are after a major game release, but just before another major game release, right? That's kind of when they want to announce it, so it can release in a window that makes more sense. But, man, they're definitely not announcing it before Fire Emblem Three Houses. I can tell you that right now. Not unless it's releasing in July are they announcing it this month. I think you're looking at, they're going to announce it in August. They're going to ignore that Astral Chain's coming out. Sorry, Astral Chain. And they're going to have it released in early September before all the games hit in September. I think that's what they're going to end up doing. But we'll see. Heck, they could announce it and release it the next day. So I don't know how it's not going to leak at that point because retailers would have the damn thing in the building. But what do you guys think on this? Let me go back to the Q&A thing because notifications do not pop up when I'm in that view. Let me go to the live view and make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. Let's see here. No bezel, sign me up if they bring. Well, it's not zero bezel. Zero bezel would be there wouldn't be any lip on the thing at all, but it'd be greatly reduced from what it is now. I'm a little hesitant because the bezels are so small and they cost a lot of money to do. Actually, it doesn't cost that much money to have small bezels. That's dude, my children have like an Amazon Fire $100 tablet that has like no bezel. Bezel-less designs are common. It's actually less common to have the thick bezels that Switch has. If there's drifting on here and you can't replace Joy-Cons, that would not be good. That's true. That's obviously a hope for a redesign on the control sticks. I would assume, since it's a new model, it would feature a redesigned control sticks. Hopefully they don't go back to the 3DS sliders. I know some people I didn't like those. I hope they keep them as joysticks, but they just redesign them since they can't be so easily replaced this time around. I've been rumored a Mini or Pro for like a year now. The Pro's been rumored for 2 years. The Mini's been rumored for like a year-ish. Let's see here. They won't release until shortly after they announce it. Yeah, it's gonna be like an announce and then I don't know 2 weeks later it comes out kind of thing. They did that with the new Nintendo 3DS, by the way. So this isn't even unheard of for Nintendo. They do this kind of thing. They when it's a new version of like a current system, they give they announce it and then give like a really short window till it comes out because it's basically a way to not hurt sales. They don't want to hurt Switch sales. And lose any momentum and hurt game sales because of it. So they want to always do it like, look, we have like a couple week period with no major games. Announce release. And just keep that momentum going. And I think they definitely want it out before Pokemon hits. John Early says, I'm watching you on a 7-inch monitor powered by a noisy desktop PC that was manufactured in February of 2010. I just use it for internet, YouTube streaming, and entertainment purposes. A 7-inch monitor. I mean, that's like my phone. Might be a little bit bigger than my phone. That's tiny, man. At least you're finding a use for your old tech, huh? What's your expectation for the Mini and Switch? Like, do you want it to be like 3DS or do you want a different design? I don't want it clamshell. No, I want it to just be this. Thank you, the Champ 21. Has subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much for the Champ 21. I want it to be this, but smaller. Non-detachable Joy-Cons. That's pretty much it. I just want a smaller Switch. And the thing is, I don't want it because I'm not going to, like, I was about to say I'm not going to buy it. I don't know. I almost feel like I have an obligation as a Nintendo channel to have to buy the Mini. Just to do some cross comparisons and performance tests, but I don't know. Like, beyond that, I don't really have a desire for a Mini unless it's using new tech. I don't really have a desire for it. So, but I think the selling point for it is to make a smaller version of what Switch currently is, basically. Freaky Deaky is on the complete opposite end of everything. It says Switch Mini and Pro don't exist and aren't coming. The internet is so full of speculation. I wish people would stop hyping up these imaginary topics. Well, I mean, the Switch itself was an imaginary topic, and then it was announced. We knew there was new hardware coming called NX. We had renders, we had leaks, we had a whole bunch of stuff, and turns out it was real. It was a hybrid system. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle was leaked like 8 months before it came out. Was real. Like, when there's this much smoke, there's always been fire. These kind of leaks, backed up by multiple publications and dozens of sources, they're real. You can choose not to believe it because Nintendo hasn't announced it yet, and that's fine. But it's not just baseless speculation. There are outlets putting their namesake on the line for it. I'll tell you 3 outlets right now. Nikkei, Wall Street Journal, Eurogamer. All 3 have used independent sources to verify the Switch Pro and Switch Mini exist. All 3 of them have different connections to different areas of Nintendo. I don't know what to tell you. Like, these are 3 very reliable places. Not saying they don't get things wrong. I'll give you an example. Wall Street Journal got the Zelda Netflix series wrong. Turns out it wasn't in production, it was pitched. There was a pitch to Nintendo by Netflix for a Zelda show. It never went beyond a pitch. And apparently they pitched it very similar to the way The Witcher was pitched. Except The Witcher ended up becoming a show. Zelda never got greenlit. So there was still some smoke there. Wall Street Journal just completely misinterpreted that smoke. But it's okay. If you don't want to believe it's real, it's fine. I mean, if you have Switch, and I'll be happy. You know, just because the Mini's coming doesn't mean that you need to buy a new Switch. All right. Oh, Stupid Brothers, what a name, says, do you think the Switch Mini will be able to play every game? Asked this question on one of your streams, but still asking because I don't want to be bothered my mom to buy an extra pair of Joy-Con. Will it be able to play every game? Yes. However, caveat to that. Games like Super Mario Party that require detachable Joy-Con will be playable by the Switch Mini, but only if you have a separate pair of Joy-Con. I think that's going to be the caveat. You can play it with Switch Mini, but you'll need a separate pair of Joy-Con. And yes, folks, you can sync. The easiest way to sync up Joy-Con, is to slide them on, but you can actually sync up Joy-Con with your Switch without sliding them on. That is a thing that can be done, and that's how you'll do it on the Mini. Is you'll sync it up to the Mini like that. So you'll be able to play the games, but you'll need an extra pair of Joy-Con if you want particular games that require detachable Joy-Con. I think there's no problem with the Switch Mini or Pro existing, unlike a lot of people who are against it. The more Switches in the wild, the better overall. And in addition, Shadow King, where were all these people hating on the 2DS and hating on the new 3DS? Like, it's the same situation, isn't it? Like, 3DS, then we got the 2DS and the new Nintendo 3DS. Like, where was the hate then? Literally, this is just Nintendo doing the same thing. It's just the same thing all over again. Why didn't people hate on that? Nobody hated on it. Nobody got mad at Nintendo for releasing new models of the 3DS, so why are we getting mad about the Switch? Guys, we are in year 3 of the Switch right now. The Switch is not a brand new system anymore. This thing came out at the beginning of 2017. We are more than halfway through 2019 at this point. We are more than halfway through 2019. 7 months from now will be the Switch's 3rd anniversary. Like, we are in the midst of year 3. Switch isn't a new platform anymore. We are in the heart of the Switch's life cycle. This is when Nintendo did things with 3DS. I don't know why people get so frustrated with new models and stuff existing now. You never need to buy them. There are people still rocking the OG 3DS. You don't need to buy them. You're still going to get to play 99.9% of the library without ever getting a Switch Pro or new Nintendo Switch or whatever they call the damn thing. Like, who cares? It doesn't matter. Enjoy what you have. Switch is a wonderful platform that I enjoy gaming on. Speaking of that, I have new impressions coming for Dragon Quest Builders 2. Hoping to get that out tomorrow. I wanted to get it out today, but then some stuff happened and I just didn't have the time to get that video done. All right. It's Q&A time. Ask your questions in the chat. Be sure to, you can be about anything, whatever, life, Nintendo, whatever you guys want to talk about. At me in the chat. The big thing is we don't allow discussion on religion or politics for anyone who's new to our live streams. So please don't have any questions related to that stuff, because it just causes too much derision and it's not worth the hassle. We are a Nintendo channel. We are a video game channel. We're not here to talk about that kind of crap. There's plenty of other video game channels out there that do cross over and talk about that crap. I'm not one of them. So I kindly ask you not to ask questions about that stuff. But if you want to get your questions in, at me in the chat, at Nintendo Prime. Also want to remind everyone that, hey, if you hit that join member button below this video, if we get to 20 members, we are at 7 right now, we will be giving away a copy of Fire Emblem Three Houses here in July. So, yeah, why not do that? It's a way to show support. It's just $5. $5, that's all it is. Hit that join button, become a member, help support the channel, help me be able to create more videos for you guys and do more giveaways and all that jazz. So thank you guys already ahead of time if you already are a member, or if you're just enjoying the stream, sharing, liking, all that great stuff. Thanks for your support. Let me see here. Shadow King 1982 says, I'll upgrade my Switch if the Pro comes out and heavily reduces the bezel. My friend has offered to buy mine if I buy a Pro. Well, there you go. That's also nice too, because you know your Switch will go to a good home. Again, guys, be sure to at me in the chat. I know there's some questions coming in that aren't part of like people adding me. Please at Nintendo Prime in the chat. We have a lot of people here today. I want to make sure that your questions get answered, but I'm not going to sit here and keep back scrolling through the chat like usual, because I'll literally will be here till like 8 a.m. answering questions. So please at me in the chat. Black Link, I will answer your question just because it is a little personal. You say, how's my family? My family's great. My kids are sleeping. My boys are upstairs. My daughter and my fiance are off with grandma on a little trip out in Michigan. They'll be back either late tomorrow or the next day. So everything's going fine with my family. They're doing good. My one son's in summer school and he's loving it. So gotta love a kid who actually enjoys school. All right. Let's see here. Dink Panther has an awesome question. How many hours do you have on the Switch on the pooper? I don't know. It's probably less than 3. Probably less than 3. Let's see here. Super Swirl 101 says, what are your thoughts on the Pokemon Sword and Shield controversy with its graphics and not having all the Pokemon? All right. On the no National Dex front, or bring back the National Dex front, I guess. Is that the hashtag, bring back National Dex or whatever it is? It's a really long hashtag. I don't, I've made a video on it before. I think the excuses given for not having the National Dex are weak. I think the excuses are even weaker, considering that when they mention animations, when they mention having to remake all the Pokemon, and then you look at the Pokemon that are in the game, you look at the animations that are in the game, and you realize the models and the animations are the exact same as they were dating all the way back to Pokemon X and Y. It makes people really wonder, what do you mean you're putting more time into animations? What do you mean you're putting more time into the models when you're literally using models and animations that you already have? So it feels really baffling to hear them say statements like that when they're not really putting in the effort they claim they are putting in. Or I don't want to say effort. They're not doing what they say they're doing, I guess is the better way to do it. Because Game Freak is a very small studio relatively to how popular Pokemon is. There's 150 employees at Game Freak. Only 100 of them work on Pokemon, 50 work on things like Town. And that's a really tiny team to churn out Pokemon games basically every year. So they don't give in the proper time to do anything more than what they're doing. And so when I look at, the graphics, I'm not impressed by the visuals of Sword and Shield. I know some are. Some are like, dude, this is such an advancement, way more detailed than Pokemon's ever been. I get it. It is an advancement. It is a jump forward. But it's like, I don't know. It's like going from the kiddie pool to finally realizing you can go down the kiddie water slide. It's not like going from the kiddie pool to even going to a wave pool. Like, there's no real advancement jump forward here in terms of the visual fidelity and the animations. It's just what we're used to, but more detailed. Yes, some of the trees look like they're from the N64. Some of the grass textures look like they're from the N64. Like there's some very unimpressive stuff, but this group of 100 employees is asked to churn out a Pokemon game every year. I know you're going to say, oh, but Sword and Shield's been in development for 3 years. But not all 100 people were working on it for 3 years. Probably a team of like 40 people actually worked on Sword and Shield from start to finish, with the other people fluctuating between Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, and then back to this game. And when you have that much going on, it turns out that Sword and Shield ends up being made by a team of less than 50 people. And I mean, what do you expect? At that point, you're starting to reach indie studio levels of development. So I want Game Freak to massively expand the size of their development team for Pokemon. Not to make more Pokemon games, but to actually have the team in place to make the games the way they should be made, and to actually invest in the games themselves. But Game Freak has always been about maximizing profits, and they don't feel, the people in power don't feel they need to hire a bunch of people when millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions, millions, tens of 20 million of you folks buy these games every single time they come out. So why? Why do more than what they're doing? That's their business logic, is why do more when we already know you're buying the damn thing anyways. They're all about making money. You want to know a money-making company, the Pokemon company / Game Freak is all about that fat cash, man. They are the Call of Duty institution that has any sort of relation to Nintendo. They just churn out games. They don't care because you're buying it anyways. That doesn't mean the developers don't care. It doesn't mean that they don't passionately try really hard, but it's too small of a team with not enough time to do anything more than what they're currently doing. That's the real truth, and it's a truth that you're never going to hear from Masuda. It's a truth you're never going to hear from anyone, because they keep things really buttoned up, and the employees at Game Freak are paid really well, so they're not going to complain. Let's see here. How do you think it will dock? The Switch? It'll dock like this. The Switch Mini. Boop. There could be a smaller, slimmer version of the Switch made, obviously, and it could dock a little differently, but it's still going to dock from the bottom, whatever they do, if they do make a new design dock. Sorry, what was that about a Fire Emblem giveaway? Hey, Seahawks24 rules. So, below our video, you'll see a little join button. That join button is how you become a member of my channel. I call it you're becoming a primer. If you see it in my editor there, and the thing you say most recent member of the primer family. That is if you become a member of the channel by hitting that join button. It's $5 a month. If we get to 20 members here in the month of July, I will give away a copy. Actually, you know what? I don't even say month of July. Let's just say in the next week or two. Let's be fair. Let's give it 2 weeks. If we get to 20 members, we're at 7 right now. If we get to 20, I will give away a copy of Fire Emblem Three Houses. It does need to be a public giveaway. I can't just make it for members only because it's actually against the law. I've been doing a lot of research into giveaways and sweepstakes and raffles, and there's a lot of very interesting laws around a lot of this stuff. So I have to make it a sweepstake because it's the only way I can abide by all the laws in my state anyways, let alone worldwide. So but if we do get to 20 members, I will give away a copy of that. And that'll obviously be a giveaway that gets done before our giant Switch giveaway that gosh knows when we're hitting 50K. So there you go. And yeah, that's really all I have to say on that. So hit that join button. Help support Nintendo Prime every single month and help us get more giveaways going, because I think what I might do is I might make a new 20-member giveaway goal every month, possibly. So if we hit 20 members in July, we'll give away a game. If we hit 40 total members in August, we'll give away, say, Astral Chain or something like that, etc. We'll just keep that going for the rest of the year. So people might be like, but Nate, I thought your gaming budget is gone. You're right. But I look at this as I'm taking the money coming in from those YouTube memberships and reinvesting it into you guys and into the channel. That's basically, the memberships basically end up costing the cost of the giveaway is essentially what happens. Let's see here. Lots of God. Look at all those questions. You guys are just drilling me with questions. All right, let me get through some of these rapid fire here. 8 a.m. You say, great idea. Just kidding. Well, what do you think the mini will be released, and do you think it will be dockable? I think it'll release in September, and yes, I do think it will be dockable. Let's see here. I think the monitor is 7 inches tall and 27 inches wide. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's a 20. So it would be a 27-inch monitor, is what you're talking about. Okay, all right, cool. How goes the new job? Goes just fine. Yeah, it's just fine. I don't really want to talk about it. Have I seen the Hori portable grip that looks like a Pro controller? I'm quite disappointed in it. They took out the NFC reader, gyro, motion controls, and HD rumble. I have seen it. That's not really surprising. A lot of that stuff costs a lot of money. They're not going to implement it, so there you go. It's really no different than a lot of the other Hori, like Joy-Con replacement things they've done. Pretty much the exact same concept, except more comfortable. Imagine if they started blocking people for complaining about Pokemon. Wouldn't that be crazy? What do you think about the Pokemon Sun and Moon? What do you mean, what do I think about Pokemon Sun and Moon? Didn't play them. Have no opinion. Tried the demos back in the day. The Pokemon Moon demo. Didn't enjoy the demo. Never bought the games. Let's see here. I Love My Ducky says, everyone is sleeping on Bloodstained. Ritual of the Night game is fun. I don't think people are sleeping on it. I think people are waiting for the Switch version to be fixed. And even then, the Switch version's outselling everything right now anyway. So are people really sleeping on it? All reviews of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is that the game is amazing. Unfortunately, the Switch version has a lot of issues. And as soon as those issues are patched and fixed, let me tell you, a lot more people are going to start picking it up on Switch all over again. Especially if they put it on sale, even for like 10% off. Because Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is an amazing game. That the version that sells the best was neglected. Which makes no sense, but they obviously, for some reason, didn't think the Switch version was going to be the best-selling version, so they prioritized their development resources wrong when making the game. As soon as they, and the thing is, they have at least a year of knowing indie games sell well. At some point, they should have put more resources on the Switch version, but they're doing it now. They should have did it like 4 months ago, but let's see here. Do you or Eric have the Satisfy grip? And if not, you should feel bad. We do not, and it's expensive. Does it feel nice? Yes, I held one at E3 because there was an entire Satisfy grip stand there. I held one. It feels amazing. The case it goes in is sleek, but it's expensive, and I don't need it. Let's see here. Sonnyman the Best says, what would happen if Nintendo blocked the release of Sword and Shield? Nintendo would never do that. So that's not something that would even happen. Doc Ida says, how do you feel about Musada's update or non-update a few days ago? I think it was idiotic to even say anything at all. All he did is reiterate what he's already said. So what was the point? It was just more fuel for the fire. It kind of just showed that Musada is a little out of touch with the Pokemon community. To think that putting that update out there was going to do anything more than just stoke the flames. It was a dumb statement that is just repeating what he's already said that we don't want to hear. We don't want to hear what he's already said. We want to hear something else. He didn't give us anything else. So it was a dumb statement. And what's funny is that statement never was put on the Japanese website. They are keeping that statement away from Japanese gamers. So someone at the Pokemon Company is smart and knew it was stupid. Let's see here. Dink Panther says, what feature would you add to Pokemon Sword and Shield if I could? What feature would I add if I could? What feature would I add to Pokemon Sword and Shield if I could? Out of all gaming features in the world, what would I add to Pokemon Sword and Shield if I could? You know what would be kind of cool? What if we could swim and like actually go under the water, like you can in some Zelda games. I think that would be really neat. Like grab on the back of a Lapras and just under the water. Like I just think that would be really cool. I don't know. I know it's a weird thing, but I personally think that would just be a really neat feature in the game. Like if you could swim and dive under the water and have like a whole underwater experience, I think that would be kind of neat because we've never really had that in Pokemon. Let's see here. Remember when Pokemon was developed in Redmond for the N64? Oh yes, I remember the scrapped N64 Pokemon game. Let's see here. Can we basically confirm that Town isn't coming out this year? I think they move Town officially? I think Town was moved to 2020, but let me double check. Let me actually double check though. I guess they haven't really done any updates to it. So I guess they haven't officially delayed it yet. I'm guessing that Town is coming out next year. Either going to come out before Animal Crossing or after Animal Crossing, between something else. I think they stopped development on Town to try to finish Sword and Shield, and then they're restarting development here soon. I don't know. They released. Here's the thing though. They recently released some new screenshots for it like a month ago. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's not officially delayed, so who knows? Maybe it is still coming. It'll probably be an eShop only title. I have no idea. Let's see here. Will it be compatible with Labo though? I don't think so. So that would be exclusive to the current Switch. Will the Switch Mini be compatible with Labo? Probably. I mean, I don't know. Probably not. I'd have to say probably not, but I don't know. Probably not. Labo might be exclusive. I don't know. I don't think they're really worried about Labo since it's such a really niche market anyways. But we sent many questions. Can we get a Dank Panther? That's not how it works. You request music with super chats and donations. Or become a member. Hey, if you become a new member, I'll let you request a song too. That's fine. Let's see here. Masuda. I'm sorry that I butchered the name. I'm not very good with the Japanese names. I'm not very good with names in general. Let's just be honest. Did you know that Pokemon Sun and Moon, and including Ultra game, there are a lot of mature innuendos and quick facts of the day? I didn't play the games, so no, I would not be aware of that. John Early says, I think you should watch or rewatch Skyfall, because if nothing else, it's a gorgeously shot film. I mean, the cinematography is breathtaking. Yeah, that is one thing that I've noticed in a lot of the new Bond movies, is that they've done some great cinematography in some of those movies. Excellent film work. It's amazing the shots we're getting. I'm sure some of it was done with drones or something. But man, some of the shots are just amazing. Shadow King 1982 says, although it's sold out now, Spyro for Switch was almost the same price as the other versions. Was about a 14-cent difference at Walmart. Okay. That's cool. Did you know Luigi's Mansion 3 is a Canadian game? Yes, I do. It's made by Next Level Games, which is a Canadian studio. So I did know that. Dink Panther says, later, Cherry Bomb. See you. Peace. Have you seen the fan-made Pokemon from years ago? They got a cease and desist, but the game looked awesome. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I have. There was like two major ones. They both got shut down. I can't remember what they were called, though, but I've seen them. I reported on them. I might even did a video on them. You understand the rules, but you thought you could trick me. Well, nice try. The trick failed. You have failed. Oh, man. There you go. You tricked it into entering my brain, but not entering the stream. Oh, man. Pokemon Uranium. Yep, that was one of them. That was one of the big ones. You could still, in certain parts of the internet, find it. Oh, man. Ugh. We've gained 0 new members. It's okay. That's what happens when I push something. Like, hey, look, guys, we'll do a giveaway if we hit members, and it's like, people don't want to actually join members. Like, who has money these days, right? Like, besides Thomas Maynard, who I guess super chatted $15 a day, man. Who has money? Psh. Who has money these days? $5 footlongs. I don't know why that dang $5 footlong song is stuck in my head from Subway. They haven't had those in forever. Let's see here. Freaky Deaky says, I have Dragon Quest Builders 1 in my backlog. I'm excited for Dragon Quest Builders 2 coming out. Should I play the first game first, or what do you recommend, and what are your recent impressions? You'll have to wait for my impression video. I don't want to spoil it. As for what do I recommend, I never played the first one, so I can't give you a recommendation. You want to listen to it as well. Maybe, but I'll do it off stream. Let's see. Sonoman the Best says Express UK for some reason called the Mini the Nintendo Switch Mini 2. Well, alrighty then. Let me see. Doc Ida says, so do we have a break until Astral Chain, or is there something else big? There is Fire Emblem and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. After that, let me double check. I don't know if there's any. There might be a big indie game. Let me check here. Nintendo Switch upcoming games. Just double check the list here. I'll just go to Nintendo's official website. Although Nintendo's official website isn't always the best for finding everything. Let's see here. All right, let me get past Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Fire Emblem. All right. Not really a whole lot. Bubsy. Bubsy comes out. If you care about the Bubsy game. Bubsy Paws on Fire comes out the day before Astral Chain. But I don't think there's anything. There's like nothing really until Astral Chain. Then after Astral Chain, we got a whole bunch. Pine comes out in August. Daemon X Machina in September. So Pine might come out. That's a big indie game. That one might come out before Astral Chain. That doesn't have a release date officially. Well, it says August, but you know what I mean. But then September with Daemon X Machina, Zelda Link's Awakening, Contra, Dragon Quest 11. Heck, that right there is a really good collection of games. Subway blows. Jersey Mike's doesn't need a song, but you still want... Dude, Jersey Mike's is delicious. Had it for my first time this year in LA. So good. I think I had it like 3 times. God, Jersey Mike's is so good. Jimmy John's is decent too. The thing about Jimmy John's, Owen, is that it really depends which one you go to. Yes, all the subs are the same and are supposed to be the same ingredients, but I have found that the quality of the bread, sometimes the freshness of the ingredients, really depends on which Jimmy John's you go to. It can be true with Subway as well. Some Subways, the ingredients are just better than others. Like, they take better care of them. But seems true pretty much at every fast food style chain. I used to work at McDonald's, and when I have to go from one store or fill in at a different store, you could definitely tell there are some stores that take more pride in the food than other stores, and it's frustrating, to be honest, to see the quality differences between places change. Remember Jared? Yes, I remember Jared. We don't need to talk about him. Thank you. Jimmy John's is different than Jersey Mike's, to be fair. I like Jersey Mike's for their hot subs. Their cold subs are decent, too. Their cold subs are decent, but I like their hot subs better. Potbelly. What's my favorite RPG on Switch? Probably Octopath Traveler for now. Kind of a cop-out. I can only really base it on ones I've played. So, I haven't played a ton of RPGs on Switch. Same quality as your bed mattress. So you eat your bed mattress? $5 from Clayton Miller. Thank you so much for $5, man. Nate, my homie, will Mario 3D World be a January release this year? Good question. Oh, hey, look, we got a notification sound this time. I don't know why it's suddenly working. Man, will it be? I mean, it could be. I definitely think 3D World's coming over, and we literally have like the 3D World thing in Mario Maker 2. Tells me 3D World's coming. I think it could be. I think it would be smart by Nintendo as a post-holiday release like they did with New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Help maintain a little bit of momentum coming off Pokemon and coming off Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Hit them with 3D World. That'll be like the tide me over until March when we get Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing New Horizons, baby. Oh, it's been forever since we've had a brand new, like, full Animal Crossing game. Pretty excited for that. I prefer hot subs over cold. Same. I prefer hot subs over cold, but I don't mind Jimmy John's subs. Like, their cold subs are all right. Anthony Jubran, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Let's see here. I'm thinking about starting a Nintendo/other things blog. Any advice? Have fun. Always cover things you want to talk about. Use like a free blog hosting place, WordPress or wherever, and just have fun. You know? Do it for the fun of it. Can't go wrong. Nintendo needs to add Mario 2 DLC to Mario Maker 2. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? I don't even have Super Mario Maker 2 right now, and I think that would be an awesome idea. Man, Mario 2 does not get enough love. I know it was not originally a Mario game. I don't really care. It's a fun game. It needs more love. Let's see here. My original theory I had about Ganon from Breath of the Wild seems to be coming true, or at least part of it. I believe Ganondorf will absorb the entirety of the malice and restore him. Maybe. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. So, sure, that's a possibility. I know, dude, I know who you're talking about, Sonic. I said I don't want to talk about him. That would be the hardest facepalm I've done of the year. Only Sonic Man could give me the facepalm like that. Rejoice, brothers! What's up? What's up? What are we rejoicing for? Rejoice. Mario Kart 9 in 2021. I bet it's done. Nintendo's waiting until Mario Kart 8 Deluxe slides off. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe might never slide. The thing is, it's such an evergreen title, it might never slide off until... Ah, jeez. Alright. I'm going to give you one warning, Living. Not even Keemstar treated the situation with etiquette like that. Have some respect. Have some respect, please. Alright, if you come back and start doing that crap again, I'm just going to get banned. Please have some respect. Alright? Don't care if you love Keemstar. Keemstar showed more respect than that towards it. Come on. And no, we're not going to be talking about that situation. I told you guys, we're not talking about that on live stream, so please don't ask questions about that. I'm not going to be talking about it. This is a live stream I'm making money on. We're not going to cover something like that on this kind of live stream. All right. I already did my video on it. Go check it out if you want my thoughts. Any other questions? Or is that it for the night? Are we done? Is that all we got? Oh, Nate, I just Mario Maker 2. I totally see Mario 2D in a new light. Why? Because we would buy it. It's just the facts. Sure, if that's what you think. I wouldn't buy it. I don't think I'd buy it anyways. I don't know how they could convince me to buy it, but sure, if that's what you want. We have to talk about pizza? Why would we have to talk about pizza? Shadow Connections, I got lucky this weekend. I was able to get 2 copies of Fire Emblem Three Houses Seasons of Warfare Edition for a $180 thanks to my employee discount at Walmart. Nice, dude. That is nice. Congrats, my man. I have exactly 0 copies. I don't even have the game pre-ordered. as I told you guys, I used my gaming budget to buy my son a Nintendo Switch for his birthday. So I will not be purchasing any games in 2019, which sucks because there's a lot of games I want to buy. But it is what it is. Yeah, we'll still do the giveaways if we hit the member goal because the member goal covers the cost of the giveaways. But I will not be buying games for myself the rest of this year. It's cool. I have a backlog to play through. And needless to say, my gaming budget for 2020 is going to have to be massive because I have to go back and buy all the 2019 games. I'm going to have to come up with like $1,000 or something so I can just get all the 2019 games I want before I even get into Animal Crossing. Oh my gosh. Tax return season. I don't know if I can convince my fiance to let me spend $1,000 of my tax return on games. I don't think she'll let me do it. I don't know that that's even a good idea for me to spend that much on games. God, that's a lot of money. But damn, there's a lot of games I want. Let's see here. When do you think we'll see a new Castlevania on Switch? We won't because the company that owns the IP doesn't care. I mean, you're talking about Konami. Come on. Alright. Well, this is a quick hide. Moving on. Let me see here. You thinking of picking up the Ghostbuster remaster? I missed it on. I want it. I played the original. It's amazing. I want it. Yes, that is on my list of games to remember to buy in 2020. I have like a list of games upstairs that I wrote down to remind myself that okay, these are the games that I need to look for discounts for in 2020 to pick them up. Because there's so many games. Like I had to literally make a list. There's so many games coming out this year that I want. Let's see. Later, Clayton. You have a good night, man. Thanks so much for your $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Remember, folks, if you hit that join button down below the video and become a member, aka a Nintendo Primer, you are helping not only support the channel. If we get to 20 members in the next couple of weeks, we will give away a copy of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I want to thank you guys ahead of time for that support. We already have 7 members on the channel, so only 13 to go. I think we can do it. I think we can hit 10 tonight. It's only 3 of you. 3 of you watching right now. Hit that join button. $5. Bam. That gets us halfway there. Oh, I gotta be careful. Can't go into the song. Copyright claims. Nintendo Prime's favorite game. It's Breath of the Wild. Come on now. You should know that, man. You've been doing enough streams. Speaking of Ghostbusters, wait until Ghostbusters NES comes to Nintendo Switch Online. I didn't really like Ghostbusters NES, so. Shadow King, do you think we'll see Metal Gear Rising Revengeance remaster down the line? I know Konami is weird in what they port, but that game is amazing and deserves a remaster. Never played it, so I don't know about how amazing it is. But betting on anything with Konami is always a bad bet. Unless it's betting on there being a Metal Gear Rising Revengeance remastered pachinko machine. That I will bet on. You say they're making a pachinko version, I will bet on that. The funny thing is, whenever I do go to the casino, like if me and my fiance, go to the casino, she loves the Konami games. I have like the hardest time, like mentally, when I'm at the casino, if I'm going to play slots, the hardest thing in my brain to process is the idea of playing Konami's games at the casino, knowing you are just supporting Konami doing pachinko machines. I know my fiance doesn't care. And she likes their machines for a reason. They are kind of entertaining. But makes me mad every time I see the Konami logo. Do you think we'll see... Oh, I already read that. Let me see. I thought your Sony video last night, you had Mario Maker to play. I thought in your Sony video last night that you had Mario Maker to play. I do not have Mario Maker. Nope. Told you guys. I wasn't kidding. I had about $400 for a gaming budget. I bought my son a Switch, and then I got him the Splatoon Joy-Cons to go with it and a Splatoon skin. So I blew my gaming budget on him, which is fine. He earned it. Do-do-do. Gotta love when you have a troll popping in with a bunch of different accounts. I don't know what he's hoping to achieve. Let me see here. Am I getting Mario Maker 2 down the road? In 2020 at some point, yes. Have I ever bet on a Greyhound race? No, I have not. Later, Owen. See you, man. Have a good night. If Konami has no interest in the properties they own and want to go full pachinko, why don't they just sell off the properties to someone who does care? Because those properties still have value, and the IPs still have value, and they can milk the old school IPs by re-releasing all the old games over and over and over again on every single machine and streaming service from here until the end of time. And that is just money they would be getting rid of if they just sold the IPs. So why would they do that? That would make no sense for them as a company to get rid of moneymakers. When was the last time I've been to the Dells? Earlier this year, me and my family went on a vacation to Kalahari. Right around tax return season. We went to Kalahari, had a blast. My kids had a blast anyways. It was really stressful for me, but my kids had a lot of fun. Which is the point of family vacations, is basically the kids have fun, the parents don't. Usually how family vacations went. It's how it went when I was a kid too. Me and my sister had a lot of fun. My parents, not so much. Do you think Nintendo will make... It's funny. Parents always need a vacation from the vacation. So you do a family vacation, and then when you get to the end of it, the parents always need a vacation from that vacation. I swear, it's true every time. Do you think Nintendo will make a 2D platformer Mario 3D World style? No. I don't think they will. Could they? Yes. Will they? I don't think so. Let me see. Sound of the Best of the studio shut down, but Sleeping Dogs is published by Square Enix. A Switch port would be awesome. It would be awesome. Probably won't happen. Neil Augusta says, I know what it means to sacrifice for your kids. Watching your son's unboxing made me appreciate my daughter so much more. Well, that's good. I'm glad. Positive vibes. As everyone said, like, the content doesn't get more wholesome than an innocent child. I'm like opening up his first Nintendo home console. I don't want to say his first Nintendo console. He opened a 2DS for Christmas, I think 2 years ago. But just a genuine reaction. You never know how he's going to react. And like, he was so excited. He like had a hard time picking up the box at first to show people. Once he opened and he processed, oh my gosh, this is actually a Switch. And he needed to show everyone. Like, he tried to pick up the box and then failed. He was so excited. I'm never going to forget that. And plus, it's cemented on my YouTube channel now, so now I'm really never going to forget it. Let's see here. I used to live... we would go to the Dells every year. Was fun as a kid. Yep, and we might be going to the Dells one more time. I have a discount to go to Mount Olympus. And Mount Olympus isn't as nice as Kalahari, but they do have a decent outdoor area, and it's cheap. It's like a $200 to take my whole family for one night. Plus probably an extra $100 for food. So $300 to go on a little trip and have fun. It cost us... The Kalahari trip was quite a bit more expensive, let me tell you. And you might be like, oh, how could you do that? Well, because we have a budget for a camping trip we were going to go on. But the camping trip has been canceled. So now I'm kind of moving that budget over to to this trip so we can go and still have an end of summer little vacation for my kids before school starts. And the Dells is a blast. And they didn't get to do outdoor. They only got to do indoor at Kalahari. So getting to do some outdoor stuff, I think, will be nice for them there. And it's really not that expensive for a family of 5. So, since you were at E3, was Capcom as disappointing as it looked from their lineup? I don't even know if I played a single Capcom game while I was there. So I'm just going to go with sure. I still remember the multiplayer to Sleeping Dogs. Nice. I should come to Alberta sometime. Probably won't happen. I have zero plans to get a passport anytime soon because I need a passport to go to Canada. And besides, living in the northern part of the United States, the only place I ever want to go is south. I want to go where it's warmer, not where it's colder. And I don't hunt and I don't fish, which are the primary reasons anyone from Wisconsin goes up to I was supposed to say up to California. to Canada. All right, any other questions? I see that our viewership's already been kind of sliced in half over the past half hour, which is expected. Not everyone really cares about the Q&A. They just want to hear the topics, hear my thoughts on it. Not everyone necessarily cares about random questions, which is A-okay. Got any more questions here, or are we going to wrap this bad boy up? I think it might be wrap-up time. We got one person saying all of the stuff for the last however many parts of the stream. That lets me know it's time to shut this stream down. Did I ever fix your Twitter email? Yes, it's been fixed. It was fixed literally during the stream you last mentioned it. Will I sell your body for Astral Chain? No. Just a video game, man. Nope. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I want to thank all of you guys for coming out. We had an awesome crowd tonight. Heck, what was our peak tonight? What did we peak at? What did it say? Our peak was 82. And we hit 82 about, it looks like we hit 82 about 7 different times. So, awesome. We peaked out at 82 tonight. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. What do you think? What do you think going to bed? Actually, I'm going to be working on some videos for tomorrow. So I won't be going to bed right now, but thank you guys. You guys are amazing. I don't know where I would be without you guys as a channel. You guys show lots of support my way. You know, we had all these super chats tonight. I guess I should shout those out quick. We had Thomas Manor with 5 and 10, and Clayton Miller with 5 for a total of $20 tonight. I really appreciate that support. Be sure, you know, I know we didn't get any new members tonight. Sucks. I would like to get some more members on this channel. But it is what it is. We have all those Patreon supporters out there as well. Thank you so much for the Patreon support. I think there's 49 of you right now. Thanks for all that support on Patreon. I really appreciate it. Catch you guys in the next stream. Peace out. Does that mean it's your bedtime now, or do I like to eat a snack? I'm not eating a snack. I had to make some videos. I got 2 videos I gotta get done before I go to sleep tonight. So, later, guys.